Launched this platform and transitioned over. Don Wilson, my good friend out of Chicago, Illinois. Welcome to the platform, sir. All right, we got Los Angeles, California. Fernando Ramirez, they're coming in back to back from all over the country. Mr. Baker, Somerville, South Carolina. Welcome to the platform, sir. Who else is out there? We need a few more. Gary and Anna, Miss Jenkins, welcome to the platform. Guys, let's get to it. Alabama, Mr. Wrench, welcome to the platform. Hey, guys, once again, let's get this thing started. We want to share with you all of these updates. We've got special guests for you tonight, two special guests that you're going to enjoy. You've seen both of these gentlemen on the platform before. Before we start, I'll bring up the first speaker that we'll hear from tonight, none other than your good friend and mine, the CEO and founder of MWR Financial, Mr. Brian T. House. But this gentleman, I'm telling you again, and I continue to say it, I've never met a man with such compassion for the average everyday person, willing to reach back. I mean, he could ride off into the sunset if he needs to or wanted to, but doesn't want to do that. He wants to reach back and help you and I win in our lives. And that was the whole idea behind the concept of developing MWR Financial. As a result of his forward thinking, MWR Financial has become the fastest growing financial strategies company in these United States, ladies and gentlemen. And we're all a part of this history that's being made. So without further ado, please help me welcome to the platform the CEO and founder of MWR Financial, Mr. Brian T. House.
Hey, Jerry.
Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, you too, buddy.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, thanks for doing intros. I greatly appreciate that. Got a lot of information I want to share with everybody tonight. And I just realized something too. We put out on our email that it would be me, the president, you, and our special guest that we're going to have up. But Andamo, our president, actually his flight got delayed from Dallas to California. And so he's not going to make it. But in addition to that, I just realized that we never sent out a text for this. Normally, gotcha. Everybody gets a text on this. And so, guys, I'm going to tell you this. If you don't want to have to pass this information on, I'm going to kill a few seconds here with Gerald real quick. But I highly recommend you send a text to your team leaders, whoever it is. Make sure they're on here because they're going to want these updates, get this information because, one, there's a lot of exciting things that are happening. There's a lot of exciting things that have already happened as far as what we've already rolled out. and we're going to talk about some of the things that are happening right now, as well as what's going to happen over the next few weeks. That is got me fired up, Gerald. We're working day and night, and I'm just really looking forward to all of this being put into place with the incredible amount of growth that we're having already. So I'm excited about it. But
well, you've got every right to be excited, sir. I'm telling you, I'm seeing some movement. I'm seeing activity. I'm seeing a level of excitement that I've never seen before. And the fact that we're unveiling and rolling out these programs, people have got access now through their back office. It is an exciting time, Brian. I tell you, I've been with MWR Financial since day one. I've seen growth, I've seen excitement, but I've never seen anything to this degree. This is a special time.
Yeah, no, I will tell you this, and I know next week, next Monday, I was talking to Andamo, and we plan on doing a call because, guys, I want to tie all this together for you next week. Okay, I want you to understand how if you take our create, increase, and multiply scenarios and the platform that we put together to create the ultimate cash flow company, how becoming a millionaire or becoming wealthy, let's not just say millionaire. Okay, $1 million is not a lot of money these days. Okay, and I say that humbly, but I mean, let's face it. A dozen eggs are $6, so
right.
Where they used to be, I can remember getting them for 35 cents, 40 cents for a dozen eggs. Boy, I'm getting old, Gerald. So but things have changed, and so our dollar doesn't go as far as it used to. But I really believe that if you implement each of the strategies, the systems, utilize the experts that we put into place, becoming wealthy, and which is our whole philosophy, the Make Wealth Real movement that we've created, isn't a possibility; it's an absolute probability, and so that excites me, and we're already seeing it come to fruition. Guys,
you're right, sir. It is not a far-fetched idea and concept to become wealthy through this system that you've created. And what we have access to now. I mean, just preliminary numbers on the estimates I'm getting. There's no question about it. It's done. I mean, the whole idea of becoming wealthy, it's going to happen, but it all happened through access to these services. And the fact that a platform was rolled out that gave me, the average everyday person, full access to these same systems and tools that wealthy people have always had, Brian. And I think about what life looks like without MWR Financial for me. I was priced out, meaning I couldn't afford to pay a high-powered CPA or financial planner $200 to $300 an hour. But now I've got access, and not only do I get the tools and systems, but I'm convinced the thing that separates MWR Financial from anyone else in this industry is the fact that I get tools, systems, and an expert, a licensed, trained, seasoned expert holding my hand through the entire process, and that is why our success rate continues to be so high and will be. This is the most incredible concept. Again, I've heard it said, the most comprehensive financial platform ever offered to the general public. That's what MWR Financial is.
Yep. No, I agree, and I'm excited about our accomplishments, but I'm more excited about where we're headed. Because we haven't even scratched the surface, guys. What we're getting ready to do, what the future looks like for everybody here. That's what motivates me the most, because we haven't even seen some of the people that are going to come in and the incomes they're going to create, the stories, the testimonies. I mean, we already have tens of thousands on our testimonials page that are sharing their success. And I will tell you guys, if you're not utilizing that, I highly recommend you do, because it's extremely powerful. And be sure to share your story. Because people need to hear it. You can impact so many people's lives, because I'll guarantee you there are a lot of people out there in exactly the same situation you were before you got to MWR Financial that would like to know what this program has done for you. And those testimonies are crazy. I see people already starting to put in, things about their credit and stuff like that. But I'm going to give you a scenario, Gerald, and then I'm going to get to our announcements. And you can hang out with me before we bring up our guest. I'd love that. That's fine with me. This is kind of a relaxed live tonight. Just wanted to make sure everybody was informed. But I'm going to take one piece of our program, and I just want to break it down. Just one piece of our program, and dealing with taxes, for example. Okay, we're not talking about credit. We're not talking about debt. We're not talking about bill negotiations or savings and investment strategies or trust. Well, we will talk about trust a little bit because that's part of this. Let me explain this to you. Now that we've added our Trust My Assets program, okay, and at a huge discount compared to what it's available to the public. I mean, the public typically pays, $25,000 to $80,000 to be able to structure trust properly the way that we're doing it for our members for anywhere between $2,500 up to $12,500. And I know that sounds like a lot of money. But let me paint this picture for you. Imagine coming to MWR Financial as a W-2 employee. And let's say you're making collectively with your spouse or significant other, or by yourself, you're making $100,000 a year. Okay. Imagine coming to MWR Financial. You start out as a W-2 employee. You're paying 28 to 37% in income tax.
Right.
We help you become a home-based business owner and reduce that down to 18 to 22%. So that 28 to 37%, where you're paying $28,000 to $37,000 to the government. We just helped you become a home-based business owner, gave you deductions, helped you get an instant pay raise, did all these things to help you reduce your tax liability as a home-based business owner. And now you're down to 18 to 22%.
Wow.
Then we help you take some of that savings just from that. We're not even talking about building the business yet. Okay. But we help you take that and start investing it, saving and investing, get your money, making money for you. Now you drop from an 18 to 22% tax bracket down to a 10 to 15% tax bracket because your money making money is taxed less than you actually making money.
Right.
All right. So 10 to 15%. And then on top of that, Gerald, we say, okay, now you've accumulated some assets. You got your money making money for you. You've accumulated a business income. Now let's set you up with a series of trusts that is going to end up taking your tax liability down to maybe 0 to 5%.
Wow.
Okay. So we just took you from 28 to 37% down to 0 to 5% in just one form of our program, just dealing with taxes. Now, if you're that person making $100,000 and you just went from $28,000 to $37,000 down to 0 to $5,000 on that same $100,000 in taxes, what are you going to do with that extra $25,000 to $32,000 in money that is now coming into your household that you're no longer giving away to the government?
You put that money to work, sir. You find a job for that money.
You put it to work. And what do we got, Jared? We got places to put that money to work. You can do it in a diversified cash flow account. You can do it in a private reserve account. You can invest in land. We've got some other things that are coming up here that we're going to be talking about. We're not going to talk about it tonight, but we're going to touch on it just a little bit. You guys know we have introduced a program called Manage My Trades. Yep. And I'm just going to tell you this. We were originally going to roll this out on Thursday. We were going to do a training, and then we were going to actually roll it out on Monday is what the plan was. Well, we're going to hold off a little bit. And we have talked to our attorneys. We've done some additional due diligence, some things that we needed to do. There are some things we still need to complete on that. And I'm very big on being transparent. Right. There are some final decisions that we still need to make. And I'm just going to say that. I will tell you, I love the idea of being able to compound people's money. What I don't like is I don't like the risk factor. And so there's some things we're researching and doing that we're going to put it off and for just a little bit and figure out exactly how we want to do it, because I want to make sure that whatever we do mitigates or limits risk of loss to the maximum amount. Okay. And that's probably the best way I can put it. Okay. Because nothing else we do in MWR Financial puts your money at risk.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Even our land banking, you're able to buy land at 20 to 40% below market value. Land could go down. Historically, it doesn't, especially in the areas we buy it in. But at the same time, buying at 20 to 40% below market value also ends up, it ends up eliminating or really mitigating any risk of loss. Even if there was a decline, you're still ahead when you purchased it.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's a big deal. So we've got some things we need to do that our attorneys have said, hey, we need to do a little further due diligence on some things we were looking at. And so I don't want to roll something out without it being the way it needs to be. And I will tell you where that comes from, because this is part of our updates for tonight. All right. We've already rolled out Trust My Assets. Guys, that is live in your back office. We've rolled out our diversified cash flow account. Guys, that is live in your back office. And we're going to discuss that in just a minute, because there's some processes. There's some things you need to understand that will help you get the maximum benefit out of that program, out of diversified cash flow account. For example, and I'm going to just say it, we've launched our Keys to Home Ownership program in partnership with the Path to Home Ownership and our certified affordable housing providers. Okay. Headed up by Lou Brown. All right. Which you guys have got to hear from him. And we love Lou, but that program is already up in your back office. Okay. Yep. And so you're able to complete your questionnaire. You're able to make your analysis payment or application payment, one-time payment of $50, which will then pass through your information to certified affordable housing providers, where they will actually match you up with someone as close as possible in your area, okay, that will walk you through the process, analyze your situation, help you determine how much of a house you can afford. They'll help you through every step of it, okay, just so you know, with the ultimate goal of helping you become a homeowner, okay, regardless of your past credit history or your current credit scores. They have a plan, they have a path, they have a system that you can go through that will take you from wherever you are to being a homeowner. And I love that because of the benefits of becoming a homeowner. I say it all the time. The key and the reason this was implemented is because there are so many people out there right now that are paying rent and building equity for someone else. They're building equity for a landlord. And when you look at the statistics and you look at the numbers out there, you realize that we've got 78% of our population living paycheck to paycheck. Well, if you're renting and you're living paycheck to paycheck, that means you're not saving or investing. So at the worst, you need to be building equity. If you can't put money away to save or invest or get it to work for you, you need to have it working in a piece of property that you're paying for, even if that is your own home. Okay. Now, and I firmly believe that, and the numbers don't lie. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the average homeowner in the United States has a net worth of $200,000. The average renter has a net worth of $5,000. Wow. And as long as they keep doing that and never building equity and living paycheck to paycheck, that's where they'll end up. We want to remedy that challenge, remedy that issue. And so that's why it was important for us to partner with the Path to Home Ownership. Our Keys to Home Ownership is partnered with the Path to Home Ownership. Okay, I want you to realize that. I know it's going to sound confusing for some people. We're going to be saying different things, but we provide the Keys to Home Ownership, and it is powered by the Path to Homeownership in partnership with certified affordable housing providers. So that is the proper explanation. So if you submit for a consultation or you submit for an analysis and you get an email that says Path to Homeownership on it, understand that is the program that powers Keys to Homeownership. Okay. So I hope I explained that well, because I want to eliminate any confusion or any questions that people may have in regards to that, so you guys don't kill our staff with those type of questions. So that's something I think is important. In regards to the diversified cash flow account, I'm going to cover this real quick. Many of you have already started submitting. You've completed your snapshot, which you have to complete a cash flow snapshot. And at the end of that, you're going to schedule your consultation. Select a time for one of our diversified cash flow experts to contact you. First thing I'm going to tell you is that when you schedule an appointment, be prepared to answer the call within the hour that you have scheduled that appointment. Please do not waste our experts' time. Please don't do that, because there is somebody else that could have used that appointment time if you're not going to show up. Okay? So I'm begging you, make sure you keep your appointments, because what will happen if we don't keep our appointments is that we'll have to start charging a fee for missed appointments or for an appointment, so that you have some skin in the game to make sure you make the appointment. Okay? And I don't want to do that. But I'm not going to waste our experts' time with people that are kicking tires and just playing around with the system and scheduling a consultation that they have no intention of ever attending or never being available for. Okay, so I want to make that clear. It's a common courtesy. It's the way you should do business. And if you make an appointment, keep it. Just keep it. Okay, so I think that's important. Now, with that, on our diversified cash flow account, I want to point this out. It is extremely beneficial to them and to you that if you have debt, to complete your Lower My Debts program, enter your debts in so that you can get your debt-free date, you can get your analysis, you can see, what your millionaire date is, you can see all that stuff, okay? Go ahead and complete that process prior to scheduling your consultation and completing your snapshot for the diversified cash flow account. Because when you do that consultation, they're able to see that information as well as what you entered on your snapshot. And now they're going to not just be able to help you put together a plan to establish a diversified cash flow account, they're going to be able to break down how that diversified cash flow account will help you turn that remaining debt you have into wealth. Okay? I highly recommend you do that. Now, you don't have to. You can just go ahead and schedule the consultation. But if you want to get the most benefit out of that program and be able to turn your debt to wealth, become your own bank, get uninterrupted return, guaranteed interest and dividends on your money, okay, be able to borrow from yourself and be able to double dip, be able to use that money in multiple places and have it working in 2 different places at the same time, making you money in 2 different places at the same time, with the self-banking feature of that diversified cash flow account. Guys, take advantage of everything it has to offer. You're already paying a membership. Utilize what you have and maximize it. Maximize the benefit from it, because you're going to be shocked. Because I will tell you, you can fill out our Lower My Debts program. You can complete that by entering all your debts, and then we give you a plan. And say maybe you were in debt for 30 years on your creditor's plan, and we were able to reduce that down to 12 to 15 years, okay, using the same money just by following our plan. Now you combine that with a diversified cash flow account, and you take that 12 to 15 years and you turn it into maybe 5 to 9 years. saving you even more interest, making you more money on your debt money. Okay. That's why I'm telling you, take full advantage of it. That's why we put this system in place. We want you to get the maximum benefit out of your money. We want you to increase your cash flow as much as possible out of your existing income, as well as being able to create more income and being able to multiply it. Okay. All of those things work together. Our program provides a holistic approach to helping you become wealthy. If you just deal with one area of your finances and you're just using a piece of the puzzle instead of using all the pieces together, you're never going to be able to put the puzzle together.
Right. Right.
We want you to be able to use all the pieces together. That's why we formed this unbelievable strategic alliances with the best wealth strategies available. Period. There is no safer, more effective, proven way for you to become wealthy than what we offer through MWR Financial. And when you use them all together, I will say it again, it is not a possibility, it is absolutely a probability that you will become wealthy. Not rich, wealthy. Rich doesn't always last. We want you to build something that lasts. Okay. And so, and do it the right way. So, Gerald, I feel like I just preached a sermon. You know,
hey, I'll say amen. You did good, my friend. But it is amazing, truly, the concept. And I really want people to kind of grasp what you talked about and what you said, and the reason that all these components were put together strategically for purpose. And the idea is to help you accumulate wealth, long-term wealth. So, and there is a difference between being rich and being wealthy. Rich, I mean, pretty much ain't too hard to do if you got some discipline. But wealthy, put yourself in a position where you've got more money than you can spend in your lifetime, where you can leave an inheritance for your children's children's children. You want to talk about legacy? I mean, we have the ability to not only leave the legacy, but to live it as we go through this process, man. And I just want people to take this seriously, because this is your ticket out. Because if we don't find a way, Brian, to get it done, and I'm quoting Warren Buffett here, and says, if you don't find a way to generate income through some sort of investment vehicle, then we're going to be forced. I mean, you got to make this money while you're sleeping.
Work till the day you die.
You're going to be forced to work until you die. And that is the reality of where we are in this society and where most people are. And here we are showing up with some, I mean, unbelievable tools that will help you get this done. So yeah, guys, take this seriously. I mean, become strong products of these products and watch these things work in your life. And it does work in a major way.
Well, Jerry, I'm going to just tell you this, and I agree with Warren Buffett. Obviously, you know how I feel about Warren Buffett's philosophies. I have two rules. One is never lose money, and the second rule is never lose money. Absolutely. Okay, those are my two rules. But at the same time, when it comes to working till the day you die, I've already committed to that because I love what I do. And so I don't do this because I have to. I do it because I want to. And I think when you have a passion and a belief in what you're doing, and you're able to make an impact with it and have it make a difference in people's lives, it just makes it rewarding. I've been retired, and retired. You know me, I can play a lot of golf, but I was playing golf every day and enjoying life, but I just felt like I was missing something, and so I enjoy working. So people act like that's a bad thing, and hey, if your desire is to ultimately be lazy, hey, you've got the opportunity to do it here. That's not me. I just want to keep doing what we're doing. Because I believe as long as you stay in motion, you stay in motion, Gerald. If I stop, I'm gonna die.
I got
you. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going.
But no, you
got to accomplish. There's a lot left to do, man.
You got an incredible passion to help people too, and that's what drives you, sir. So that's what I respect of you so much and love you for. And just going back to one thing you mentioned as it relates to the crypto forex, man, it's my trade accounts that we've set up. I mean, to mitigate losses. I mean, you don't want people to take losses, so you're willing to kind of push this thing back to kind of restructure if necessary, but to give us the best chance to win. I mean, this doesn't happen every day, so we take our hats off to you, sir, and thank you so much.
Well, and I will tell you, Gerald, and I'm going to touch on that real quick, and we'll move on. But everything we've done has had, how do I say it? You know, my faith, and I
Yes.
respect everybody's faith, but I believe there's always been divine intervention when we need to make a correction or an adjustment. And so, you know, after doing some due diligence and things like that, and some additional due diligence that we need to complete, you know, it's necessary to do that. And I still need to actually have a conversation with our provider about that. And you know, so I haven't even shared it with him. He was blowing up my text here going, hey, my phone's blowing up. Guys, just understand, we're going to do what we need to do to make sure that we're doing things in your best interest, period. Yes. Okay. And so, you know, it's not a bad thing. That's a great thing. But there are a lot of things that we're getting ready to do, Gerald, that I want to touch on with everybody, because I think it's important. Guys, we are experiencing unbelievable growth. You guys already see it on your teams. You see what's happening, and we want to continue that. But with growth also creates some additional challenges that we need to deal with as a company. So I want to prepare you ahead of time, and I want you to know what's happening. First of all, we're right now, our staff is working on, headed up by Sonia Williams, is working on our rebranding, along with Miss Martina Britt Yelverton, who is helping us in that area, as well as some other things. You guys have probably already noticed our Vimeo site, our YouTube site, all these things. My phone is blowing up. But and I can't shut the volume down. I don't know what I'm doing, Gerald. But all these things have already started to be cleaned up. Our Facebook page, it's now got our new logo on it and stuff like that. You're going to see the same things happening to our marketing website. That's getting ready to be updated and upgraded. You're getting ready to see a lot of changes in our back office, in your biz center, with your My Business, where you manage your business, and My Membership, where you access all of your services in that portal. I can tell you, you're getting ready to see a lot of things change in there in a good way, okay, to match our branding, our messaging, because you got to realize 30 days ago, we just totally changed everything with this company, everything. Okay. And so all of that has to be done. Now, what's exciting about it is that you're at the beginning of it. Right. You're at the beginning of all this. Okay. So you get to really benefit from it, but just be patient with this stuff. I want to encourage you to do that. We're working as hard and as fast as we can. I will tell you, Gerald, and this is not to put a feather in my cap by any means, but a lot of the things that we do, I have to script it. I can't delegate it. And I was talking to our special guest. We'll talk to him here in just a minute, but I couldn't delegate it to other people. I have to do it myself. So I have to script it, get it over to a voiceover artist, then end up getting all graphics done for it, then turn around and our staff takes it and puts it into a nice video. And then we take that video and then it gets sent off to be converted all to Spanish. So this is not an easy, simple, quick process. Okay. Right. Even though we do it faster than almost anybody I've ever seen. Okay. And for a totally rebrand of what we're doing with our create, increase, and multiply your cash flow. So all that is happening. I want you to realize that. So you're going to see some changes. And I got another announcement too, Gerald, that I need to make. By the way, and I was trying to wait for as many people to get on here as possible to do this, but I know you guys have been waiting for our performance bonuses.
Yes.
And so effective today, our system is tracking the QFDs that qualify you for your performance bonus. Now, the tracking in your back office is not up yet. It should be up by Wednesday or Thursday. Okay. All right. And Martine, I don't know if you can pull that up or not. There you go. In your My Business section on the homepage, you're going to see a weekly performance bonus tracker that pops up. That these highlighted in blue here, you will end up seeing, and I'm using my mouse like people can actually see me pointing my mouse at something. Martina, there you go. Thanks, Martina. I appreciate that. But those blue, that indicates that, hey, you've already got 2 people out of the 6 that you need that will qualify you for your weekly performance bonus of $300. Okay. So you're going to see that. Then over at the right, you'll see it says time remaining. There will be a countdown every week that shows you how much time you have left to get that 6th person to be able to qualify you for that. All right. So you will see this. It'll be in your biz center by Wednesday or Thursday, but already know it's already started. Okay. Today. So when you put your people in, it's already calculating it. And when this goes up, those figures will already be highlighted based on how many you have that qualify. Now, let me explain our performance bonus here real quick, Gerald. You have to be a 2-star executive director or above in order to qualify for our weekly performance bonuses. Mm-hmm. And all the QFDs that it takes to qualify to receive that, okay, out of those 6, the 6 that you need, all 6 of those have to come from a line of business that you have that does not have a 2-star executive director or above between you and that new QFD, okay? Because we can't count that new QFD for 2 people. It can only count for 1, okay? And so any QFD that comes into your organization that doesn't have a 2-star executive director or above between you and that new QFD, you'll see one of those little figures light up, okay? Any personals you bring in, you will see those figures light up, okay? I would personally, if I was you, be trying to create a 2-star ED factory. That's what I would be doing. I'd be trying to create a 2-star ED factory to where you're literally hitting those performance bonuses. You're increasing the points on your daily guarantee. If you're a 3-star executive director above, you're now participating in our leadership bonuses, which our special guest, I'll let him even say something about that, because I know he's experienced those and loves the pay raise that he got with that. So all of these things work together with the ultimate goal of getting to 3-star executive director, so you open up every area of our compensation plan. But there are some special rewards when you get to 2-star executive director as well. And that starts with our performance bonuses. Okay. So those are live. First payout will be Monday of next week. So whatever you do from Monday through Sunday at midnight every week, if you qualify, it pays out on the following Monday. Okay. So just so you know. So if you Monday through Sunday of this week, next Monday, you got $300 deposited in your daily pay commissions. All right. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited about that. That's good stuff. A few other quick things, and I'm going to bring up our special guest because I know he's probably got a live coming up here at 9:30, but I'm going to cover this real quick. Big changes to our communication. I had a discussion today with Martina Britt Yelverton, who is behind the scenes here right now. It does a phenomenal job on all of our lives. She does a phenomenal job on a lot of the things that she helps us with. And so she is, along with myself and some of our other staff, are going to be putting together some autoresponder messages to be able to help with communication whenever people schedule an appointment or the day of their appointment, being able to get a reminder via email that their appointment is today and what time it is and for what service it is and stuff that they've scheduled. Also reminders in regards to utilizing different services that maybe our members haven't participated in yet, or maybe they don't even know a lot about, but they end up getting these correspondence that come out once a week to where they're getting reminded about something new all the time that maybe they're not participating in, but they're getting more details on it to encourage them to participate in it. So all of these things, beefing up our communication. In addition to that, we are going to go here before long more to a chat communication type system. And the reason for that is, guys, we have a large influx of Spanish speaking people that have came into our company, Latino Americans. We've also had a large influx of the deaf community, and we want to be able to provide great support to each of those individual groups. And we also want to make sure that we are set up to where we are scalable for the growth that we're experiencing and that is coming in the future. Okay. We want to make sure that whenever you end up going on chat, that you'll enter in your question and then it'll auto generate responses. If those responses don't answer your question, then it prompts you to speak to a live support agent. And then that live support agent will come on and maybe address that if it's during business hours. If it's after business hours, it'll give you the opportunity to be able to submit a support ticket and then get emailed your response, maybe overnight or the next morning. So we want to be able to streamline all of this stuff, but it also allows our staff to be able to translate from English to Spanish, which is phenomenal. So now we can have English speaking staff still being able to support Spanish people in our company. Okay. It also will help with the deaf community because the deaf community can read, obviously. And so this allows us to be able to communicate quickly with them. And then things can be escalated to where maybe you have a question that needs to be addressed with a phone call. That'll be initiated by our support staff to where they say, hey, do you mind if I call you to explain this? And then they'll just contact you to go through it instead of typing it all out, okay, or walk you through what you need help with. So I think it's a great way to streamline our systems, advance our communications, make us more scalable, prepare for the growth that's coming and the growth that is already happening. And even though we're handling support phenomenally, and I got to give credit to my sister, Alicia Ross, and all of our staff that are just busting their butts. They love you guys. And I promise you, they work extremely hard for you and they understand the mission that we're all part of. And they are behind it 100%, making sure you get what you need. So with that, I think I've covered a lot of the updates. Our special guest may say, hey, we need to mention this or something. But listen, I'm not going to hold him up anymore because I know he's got a live coming up here before long, I'm sure. And but guys, I want to bring up somebody that's just really special to me, and I'll tell you why he's special, because I bounce a lot of things off of him. I do this intentionally because I know he's working with the field every single day. So he has his finger on the pulse where I don't always have my finger on the pulse, especially when we're doing all this stuff. And so his feedback is extremely important. What he's contributed to the growth of this company, the training, the mentorship that he's provided to so many of you, not just in his own organization, but outside of his organization, his unselfishness, and the example of success that he set. Right now, most companies, all companies I know of, typically have one top income earner. Right now, we have one top income earner. But I promise you, he's doing everything he can to make sure somebody someday passes him with the message that he shares every single day. And I'll tell you, there's nobody else that I would rather have kind of fill in some of the blanks here and tie all this together than none other than our top income earner, and that is Mr. Brian N. Bean.
We made it. What's up, big guy? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, listen, I know you had a big weekend this weekend. Yeah. You and Damo, you all were out with Roger Grant and at his event. So if you can, Brian, kind of tie some of the things that maybe I've talked about together, if you would, and then tell everybody about this weekend. Also share with them, how do you like the new leadership bonuses, buddy?
Oh man, okay, that was a mouthful. Let me start at the beginning.
Okay,
The performance bonus. Let's just go ahead and work up to Roger, right? Let's
there
work
you
let's
go.
work our way up to Roger, and then I'm gonna work from Roger back down to how you can get to Roger. Okay.
Okay.
So the performance bonus is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I haven't experienced it because we just hit the switch. But if you guys understand something, believe it or not, I want you to write this down. Comp plan dictates behavior. The comp plan dictates behavior. If we were in a binary, that basically means when companies sell you on two legs and all you got to get is two, which is a lie, then you have a lot of false dreams and false hopes and false narratives because one leg will never, ever, ever catch up with the other one. How are you going to promote exponential growth, but at the same time, you have this other leg that can never catch the one that you need, and it's kind of tricky. So there's a lot of infighting in binaries. If we had a breakaways promote that you keep people down, because if I get promoted, I break away from your commissions. You understand? If we had a matrix, then people tend to cheat a little bit and put fake people in fake spots. And I've been in all these different things. If we had a volume or a product-driven company, I've seen people actually purchase volume. So they're on stage looking like one person, but their paycheck actually was purchased. Their commission check was purchased with product. What's my point? Comp plan dictates behavior. The reason we don't have a lot of infighting in MWR, and the reason we don't allow a lot of BS in MWR, and the reason we are focused is because the culture and comp plan demand that the person that's working the business is going to show. So if a person is at level 1 and their business is paid for, notice I didn't say free. I understand 3 and free, and I get the narrative, but I like to say your business is self-funded, then our retention is what? Sky high. If we help enough people self-fund their business, they automatically become 2-star. You just need 3 people to self-fund their business. Now they're running and pushing and going every single week for the $300 bonus. Now that doesn't sound like a lot until you multiply 300 times 4, then add $600 as a minimum to your $1,200. A person with 12 people, anywhere from 12 to 24 people in their team can make $800 a month. Now, come on, y'all. This is when it gets serious. Okay. Now, if a person is going for the 6 in their organization, not under another person who also qualifies, but that's going to bump you up to star level 3, which is where these coded bonuses kick in. Guys, I've had a 4-figure per week pay raise. I've had a 4-figure per week pay raise since the inception of the level 3 coded bonuses. On my check, I see 70s, I see 80s, I see 70s, I see 50s, I see 40s, I see 30s, I see 20s, I see 100s. It's unbelievable that every day you get paid 2 times. You get paid as they join your team, and you get paid for your daily guarantee. And as of today, we get paid every week for the people who get paid on the daily guarantee and the daily pay. And you still running, chasing people. You still asking your family to support you. You still, newsflash, there's no business where the family is responsible for it being open. There are a million businesses where the family is responsible for it being closed. Brian, I don't think they heard me.
No, I heard you.
There's a million businesses where the family's responsible for why it's out of business. But I guarantee you, every dry cleaner, every daycare, every lawn care business, every restaurant, if the families are the only ones that ate burgers every day, the restaurant will be out of business. Strangers build your business, not family members. So you're telling me with everything we have in the compensation plan that can pay you twice per day and once per week, you still chasing the same people, hoping that they catch a vision that they'll never have because they've never experienced what you have experienced. So I'm not training tonight. Hey, all I know is this. The compensation plan today, the addition today, means that MWR basically just started over again. People say, how? Think about it. If there's a new bonus in place, there's a new behavior that's going to take place as a result of it. So if the new bonus kicked in today, Brian, I act like we just started all over again today because somebody, yes, you watching you and you, somebody has to be the person to say, hey, I got a 300 this week. Okay, Brian, I know I'm going for it. I know I'm going for my first 300 this week. People say, Brian, how you make all that money? Why you worried about $300? Easy, because I want to maximize every ounce that the compensation plan has to offer. Number one. Number two, how are you going to talk about the power of it and you didn't get one? But I'm not training tonight. All right. So Brian, you ready? Okay. So check this out, dog. I'm smiling from ear to ear because I've been in Dallas, Texas. Brian, you want to add to that performance bonus? You good?
No, I can't add to that.
Okay.
Perfect.
They cascade. All I'm saying, guys, is the company just started all over again today. So let's go for it. All you gotta do is go for it. One person per day in your team, not under another ED2 who also qualifies, because that's his, right? When you sponsor people and they sponsor people until they hit ED2, they're hitting your weekly bonus. Now, why is that important? Why important? You need to get as much money as you can from this compensation plan, eliminate as much debt as possible, lower your taxes as often as possible to create the qualifications necessary for you to experience Roger Grant's knowledge. Let me tell you guys something. I've been attending seminars my whole life. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in an area of expertise. But when I tell you Roger Grant and the Trust My Assets division elevates your finances like you would not believe, there is a new level of money that 99.9% of us, and the only reason I'm saying 99.9 is because they say there's never 100% of anything. But this I can promise you, if you're 99.9% pregnant, you are pregnant. Okay? If you 99.9% anything, you are it. I guarantee you 99.9% of the people on this Zoom have no idea of the level of expertise that we have to get to in order to become extremely wealthy. He has it. If Roger Grant was the only person and only service that your membership had, it would be enough. I don't speak like this about a lot of people. If that Trust My Assets component of your membership was the only thing your 149 covered, it would be enough. I haven't seen a person in 25 years that's fun, that keeps this information informative. My flight left at 5 a.m. that morning, left to go to Dallas. That means I had to get up at 2:45 a.m. My flight landed at about 8 o'clock. I went straight to Roger. I didn't blink, and he spoke from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. I had 2 hours of sleep and was not tired. Brian, what are you getting at? Let me tell you guys something. It's 2 things you better never do. 2. Don't you ever cancel this membership. Don't you even think about canceling this membership. If you cancel this membership, you have given up on your entire family's legacy. If you think about canceling this membership, I want you to, now y'all know I joke a lot. Y'all know I love to joke. I love to have fun. I have no problem getting on Zooms and on stage having a good time. I'm not playing with you tonight. If you cancel this membership, I want you to gather everybody in your family. Everybody. Go get the kids. Go get your spouse. Go get your husband. Go get your wife. Go get your siblings. Go get whoever lives with you and say, listen, I just made a declaration. We always gonna struggle. we gonna be broke until broke do us part. I'm canceling my membership, and just know I've given up on making wealth real. This component of your membership is the epitome of what the company name stands for. Now, Brian, what you getting at? All right. Ms. House is right. I got a 10 o'clock Zoom I got to do. Listen to me real quick. I went out and bought a whole notebook. Y'all see this notebook? This somebody gave me this, right? I collect little journals and notebooks. I got like 30, 50,000 notebooks of things over the past 20 years. I went out and bought a brand new notebook and just put Roger Grant at the top, trust funds at the bottom, and all his notes in the middle. I'm going to give you 5 takeaways, just 5, from what this brother taught this weekend. And they're just basic one-liners. Now, y'all know when I grab these cards, those that follow my brand, when I grab these cards and I start throwing them, you better watch out. I mean, I'm really serious about what I'm saying. I'm going to give you 5 one-liners. And you just tell me if what he's saying makes sense and why would you cancel? Oh, the second thing. 2 things you better never do. Don't you ever cancel, and don't you chase another prospect. Don't you chase another prospect. If they knew what I knew and what you're going to know, the more you get to know this guy and the more you get to see his knowledge and his heart and his passion for people learning this information and his charisma and his ability to convey the message without being arrogant or looking down on you as if you should know this stuff, he's heaven sent. Don't you ever quit, and don't you chase another person. I'm gonna give you 5 bullets, just 5. 1, trust funds have been around since 1776 to 1913. IRS has been around from 1913 to now. Which one do you think wealthy people still abide by? Trust laws or the IRS? And which one do you think was put in place to control your finances and make sure that you never understand the trust fund? Let me say this again. Trust funds have been around from 1776, Declaration of Independence, to 1913. 1913 is when the IRS was basically established. Which one do you think wealthy people to this day still abide by? You think wealthy people abide by the IRS, or you think wealthy people abide by the statutes or the establishments or the teachings that the wealthy people from 1776 to 1913, what they were abiding by? Just food for thought. That's like saying penicillin's been around since 1950, 1960, but Eastern medicine, so that's basically pharma, big pharma, but Eastern medicine has been around 3,000 centuries. Which one do you think you should look to if you get really sick? Just ask me. Just another Roger quotable. Show me an area where the masses are doing anything, and I'll prove to you that it's wrong. Show me an area where the masses are doing anything, and I'll prove to you that it's wrong. Think about it, y'all. Everything that most people do doesn't work. But see, the problem is because most people are doing it, and because me included, you included, most of us are usually most people, it takes a certain person to get you to step outside of most people, so you won't end up like most people. If most people in America are buried in debt, and most people in America don't have enough to invest, and most people in America are unhappy with their finances, why do you still have a 401k? Look, I'm not judging the 401k, but just another Roger quotable. All a 401k is hope. Woo! And an IRA too. Let me just be clear. I'm not here to teach you about finances. I'm here to shake you up a little bit so you can say, why Brian acting like this? We never really seen him act like this. He's never thrown his cards at us on an MWR Zoom before. Because I want to give you some wake-up calls so you can get serious about your consultation and qualify for the consultation. What's qualifications? I don't know, but you'll know when you fill out your intake form whether or not you qualify. And the good news is if you don't, we got a comp plan that'll get you there. All a 401k is hope. Oh, which leads me to this one. If the IRS puts a code, has a code attached to it, it benefits them. If the IRS has a code attached to it, it benefits them. 401k, IRS code. IRA, IRS code. W-2, W-4. W-9, 1099, right? Schedule C, Schedule K. 1040, if the IRS has a code attached to it, it benefits them. So why do we have 1 million IRAs and 401ks? Because the man told you if the masses are headed in that direction, I can prove to you something is wrong. I just went and took all my money out the bank. Okay. Okay, I got 2 more and I gotta go. The goal, now let me explain this before you jump the gun. The goal is to have $1 million house and a 6-figure car, but qualify for food stamps. He didn't say use them. The goal is to have $1 million home and $1 million car, a 6-figure car, but qualify for food stamps. And that's not a quote from Roger. He was saying he heard somebody say that one day and it resonated. That means on paper, you look like nothing. But you have $1 million home and a 6-figure car, but on paper, you could still qualify for assistance. That's the goal, and that's what wealthy people actually do. But they have foundations, they help in their community, they got $1 million house, they got houses overseas, they got $1 million cars, but on paper, they qualify for food stamps. How can you do that? Easy. Own nothing, control everything. That's what a trust does. Rockefeller told you that. Learned a lot about him this weekend. Last one. Why would you let someone or something advise you on their funds when they're $1 trillion in debt? Oh, wait, that didn't go far. Okay. Why would you let someone or something advise you on anything financial when they're $1 trillion in debt? How are we letting the U.S. government tell us what to do with our money? Get your 401k, get your IRA, and let me pull up the debt that you have again. How much money do you owe China? How much money do you owe Russia? How much money do y'all owe everybody? Oh, but the money that they get is from us. The banks don't have any money, and the only money they get are from those of us who give them the money, then they go make the money with our money, then tell us what to do with the money when they're not even doing what they need to do with the money. Brian, let me tell you something. Look, shout out to Ike as well. Let me tell y'all something, man. This 1-2 punch of Ike, I didn't even know they knew each other. Of Ike and his partner with the Debt to Wealth program, parlaying you directly into what's necessary to go see Roger and avoid, not evade taxes, which is your biggest expense. And the more you make, the more they take. This 1-2 punch of these guys and this comp plan putting you in a position to invest with Ike and then protect with Roger, it ain't nothing out there even close to this. It ain't nothing out there even close. For 149, I think sometimes we listen to prospects so much that even you start believing 149. I don't know, it is a little steep. Now, you've been talking to the wrong people. You will never quit this membership when you see this guy speak. I told him, look, I'm flying you to Atlanta to do it just that weekend again for like my whole family and my friends and everybody. And he's going to make a special guest appearance on my next event coming up. You got to know that if you aren't where you want to be financially, there's a lot you can learn. And this is the man that ultimately everything we do will take you to. So I started at the beginning, now I'm at the end. You're working this business to build some assets to protect. You're working this business to start a foundation to create wealth through perpetuity. You're building this business so that you can pass something to your children while you're here, not when you leave. And if you don't understand that, you'll continue to chase people, you'll continue to beg people, you'll continue to persuade people, and you'll continue to try to induce people. And that's not something that wealthy people do. All right, Mr. House, I appreciate it, man. I'm excited. I can't wait to see him again. He is lights out, and you have created one of the best strategic alliances, Mr. House, you ever will have in this business with Roger Grant. What he did in Vegas was nothing. Nothing. Okay, I'm telling you, nothing.
Hey, I love it, and I'm gonna just say this, Brian. I don't have a cue card, but that's right.
You got to throw something, man. You're just making me throw all my cards out the way.
No, listen. No, I totally agree, and I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, I've told you this already, and you know it, but I want everybody else to know it. The final pieces of the puzzle for Make Wealth Real happened the day we signed that contract with Roger Grant. That is the final piece of the puzzle, because when you get to that point, you are on a path, on a trajectory that just continues to grow and grow and grow and grow. You can't stop it.
Yes.
You can't stop it.
Yes.
And that's a path, and you said it, Brian. Rogers says it. That's a path that 99.9% of people will not ever be on.
Never.
If we don't bring them the information, they will never know about it.
Never, man. He has set a new standard for what a strategic partnership looks like. He's like the person that anybody else who knocks on MWR's door and says they want to do business, are they at Rogers' level? Like that. He has made it very difficult for anybody else that claims to be an expert. You better come with the serious knowledge, because we now have a gold standard. And just to see he and Ike and the Debt to Wealth program, and we tightening up the chats with customer service, the new bonus this week, the stop wasting these experts' time. If you miss 2 appointments and it's on you, there's gonna be some consequences. We gotta scale, guys. We gotta scale, and there ain't nothing in place to hurt you, but there's something in place to weed out the people who are serious and those who are just tire kicking. And that's what we got to do as we grow, man. And I salute you.
Yeah. Well, hey, I salute you. I appreciate it. Couldn't do this without you. And well, we could do it without you, but I wouldn't want to do it without you, Brian. Let me just put it that way. I'm blessed. We're blessed that you're here, and I appreciate the way you tied all this together and just your insight on it. But I'm going to add this too, Brian, real quick, is that we're getting ready to come out with a comp plan training that I want people to realize we're meeting people right where they are. Okay. And we talk tonight, what you laid out about trust my assets. There is a process that we take people through to get them to that point. Because I know there's a lot of people on here that are saying, I don't have $20,000 in assets. We'll help you get there. Okay. I don't have $70,000 a year in business income. We will help you get there. You have all the pieces in MWR to get you to the point that you can get to the trust my assets. That's the whole point. That's why that is the final piece of the puzzle. Once you get there, you're unstoppable. You're just unstoppable, period. Okay. So I'm fired up, Brian. We got a lot of stuff that we're doing. Appreciate you being on here tonight. Next week, I hope we're going to be rolling out our comp plan training. There's some stuff in there that I stole off of you, Brian, that you're going to see. And I created a 3 weeks to 3-star executive director, and I want you to see it. But it's impressive, but it breaks down how by doing that, you hit every portion of our compensation plan. You capitalize on every bit of the money available to you to that point. And now you've opened up the final piece of the compensation plan, which is our leadership bonuses, by hitting 3-star executive director. And I know you did it in record time. We've had several people that have have been able to do it in 3 weeks or less. And we want everybody to have that roadmap so that they can see exactly how to accomplish it. And it's their business. They can do it in 30 days, 3 months, 3 days, 3 weeks, whatever they want using this this framework. But at least you have the roadmap for it, so I'm excited about it. But with that, guys, go have an amazing rest of the week. You got extra money on the table, okay, for doing the same thing we've already been doing.
Absolutely.
Now you just got more, okay? Don't leave it on the table. Take advantage of it. If we're going to give it away, you might as well get it, so and that's the other thing I'll say about this, Brian. I can't wait till Saturday, because people are going to be shocked when they have people on their team that have 5 that pick, and they need that 6th person to hit that performance bonus, and they're picking up the phone trying to get them on a live or on a Zoom or something, or get them to watch a presentation so they can get that 6th person. Guys, this is going to do nothing but help every single one of your organizations grow. All right. So I'm excited for you. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Brian, thanks for being here. Gerald, thanks for being here. Martina, appreciate you. Guys, have a great rest of the week, and we're going to get back at it. All right. See you guys. Have a great night.